Before we get started, can I ask you guys a quick question? True or false? The average college student graduates with tens of thousands of dollars in student loan debt. Well, in case you couldn't guess, it's true. Most of us going into our senior year are starting to think about what colleges we want to go to in the future. And when thinking about different colleges, we have to think about a lot of different things. We have to think about whether we want to stay in state or move, where we're going to live, and possibly the biggest question, how are we going to pay for college? For many people, thinking about college is something that can be really exciting but can also be very stressful. Today, I'm going to be talking about the stress students face, the student debt crisis, and the importance of public funding for higher education. First, let's talk about the immense stress that students have to go through before they even attend university. For most students, thinking about paying for college is something that can be very overwhelming and can cause a lot of stress and anxiety before we even graduate high school. According to an NASF AA survey, 60% of students feel stressed about how they are going to pay for college. College is something that has grown to be seen as a necessity and a sort of gateway to be guaranteed a good job and a more comfortable lifestyle in the future. According to a college app survey, 60% of students explain that college is a lot more expensive than what they first expected. Instead of students focusing on what they really want to do in the future or what they truly are passionate about, they feel forced to have to choose colleges based just on the tuition alone. And this major financial pressure can cause a lot of anxiety and can affect the student's mental health. Another major issue that shows why colleges should be more accessible is the growing student debt crisis. The average college student graduates with around $30,000 to $40,000 in student loan debt, and more than half of those students are forced to take out loans to even be able to afford their further education. According to an education data initiative, total student loan debts have reached over $1.7 trillion in the U.S. This large amount of debt does not only affect the student while they're in college, but it also follows them years after they graduate. Many young adults have to hold off on buying things like a house, starting a family, or saving any sort of money because they have to pay monthly loan payments towards this debt every month. According to the TIAA Institute, they explain that having any sort of financial student debt makes it really hard to have any sort of financial freedom or long-term stability, making it harder for graduates to build a secure future in the future. Instead of starting adulthood with endless opportunities, many students start their adult lives buried in debt that will take them years to pay off. Because of the stress and the debt that students face, public funding for higher education plays a major role in college accessibility. Over time, state funding for colleges has gone down, which has led to increased costs and shifted more of the financial burden on the students and their families. According to the Center of Budget and Policy Priorities, state funding for higher education is much lower than it was before 2008, with states spending less than they did in the past. As funding goes down, colleges increase their tuition, making it a lot less affordable to get a degree. Increasing the public investment for colleges could help lower costs and reduce the needs for students to get loans. When college is more affordable, more students will have the opportunity to succeed in the future. While many people argue that colleges should be more accessible, others believe that lowering costs could create a lot of new problems. According to the Cattell Institute, they explain that if financial aid increases, that colleges may raise their tuition even more. In addition, not all jobs require four-year degrees. Though not all jobs require four-year degrees, it has become normalized in the U.S. as an expectation for high school graduates to become a college student after they graduate high school. Some also argue that students should take on more responsibility when picking colleges by considering costs and their career choices. Because of this, people believe that the focus should not be on making colleges cheaper, but also by bringing up different career paths and different financial choices. College should be a place where students get to go to broaden their horizons and to be able to learn about what they are really passionate about. It's a big place for opportunities and growth and shouldn't be a source of overwhelming stress and lifelong debt. For many students today, the cost of higher education makes it really difficult to even consider going to college in the first place. Addressing the financial stress, reducing the student debt, and increasing public funding would make colleges more accessible and would motivate people to want to get a further education and to achieve their goals without being held back.